I mean, I was not until like 22 years old that I decided to like let the village and finally go for what I go to the city and find a gym to practice to start combat sport, and at the time it wasn't easy. People thought I was losing my mind. I'm like, what the hell is that? You should find yourself a job to, and think about like make your own family, because it came in Africa at 22 years old, basically like from poor family. You should be getting married and having kids, and I'm like, no, I'm doing this. I'm like, well, I've done it like all over the country. Nobody has have done it, and they will take example from those people who had opportunity before, and you will look at those people. Life, he was scary though, like damn, so this is how I might end up then, I'm like, at least I do what I like, so it was all about what I love, and everybody was against that. I remember even my mom showing like, listen son, I love you and I'll always support you even when you're losing it. Like now I'm like, I'm doing this, but very soon after, like just after 1 year, I realized that I kind of knew that I couldn't make it from Cameroon, I knew, but I just wanted to like, develop my skills, really to have the idea of what I'm stepping into and to really know my potential, what I'm able to do, at least before taking any other initiative. So after 1 year I got sick, or it wasn't good. I get a lot of troubles because it was hepatitis B. All my little savings, I spent it in the hospital, and it wasn't enough, so that was the moment that everybody would be like, oh, we told you. No, he kind of like looked down, because everybody is like, yeah, go take money to boxing to treat yourself, but you can't say anything. You don't have money. Boston, doesn't it give you money? You don't have no money from boxing, even though when I was doing it at some point I wasn't telling anybody, I was going to fight without telling anybody around me, whether it's friend or family, because I know they don't support that idea. So, but yeah, after I got sick, they're kind of like trying to remind me that I took a wrong decision, and I think, after I recovered from that was the moment that I'm like, okay, I need to do this right way, which is first of all leave Cameroon, go to some country that I have the opportunity. Once I left, I make a backpack, put everything, some few stuff in that backpack, a few necessary stuff, and then just left. I kind of like over time find an itinerary, like, okay, I know a geographic, I know how to read a map, and now trying to find a way to go through country and country, because I know that in the north is very close from Europe, and people kind of like trafficking there to go to Europe. No, not west side Ceuta, and no, and northeast there is Amelia, and those two lands, small lands, they are spent territory. So when you get in that territory, you are in Spain, but the level of security around that territory is insane. On this side you have like a Morocco special court, which is like just trained for like immigration, because all African, sub-Saharan African want to go in Europe, and an illegal way would take that path. So they built they have a Europe Finances special security system that is in Morocco to prevent people to cross, and in the Spain side we have the Guardia Civil with high-tech security equipment, if infrared radar, helicopter, everything. That's how it's secured. We have to try to tempt that to go to the other side, or to take the ocean. You have to have money to even think about that path, because there's a very good amount of money they're going to require, let's say about $1,000 from people coming from Africa, which already are poor. It's not easy to have $1,000, right? Maybe you never have it in your life. Many of us never have $1,000 in their whole life, or like go at night trying to like go through the security, which is very hard, but sometimes we will. We are just expecting that they will miss us on their radar, because they might have a sheep in the water and they don't know there are the fish. They are fishers in the water as well. So that's how you got them out of Morocco. Then after like 7th time, yeah, I tried in the ocean. Like 6th time, I fell 6 times in the ocean. It was the 7th time I fell multiple times at the gate as well. Get caught by barbed wire over time living in the forest, and that was tough. But after, I was pretty good in the water, even though I didn't know how to swim when in a tariff. We couldn't land. What we do is like at some point in the ocean, when we feel like we are already in the deep ocean, we just call the Red Cross. We have the number of the Red Cross, but the right Red Cross base is in Tarifa. So what is good for us? Their job is just to rescue people. So we will call for her, and they will start to ask our position, and it's very hard to describe our position. People get lost many times about that, and sometimes they will find you, and they can find you, and they will even call the Moroccan for rescue for erg. Then the first person will find you, bring you on his territory. So you're expecting you're hoping for the Red Cross to find you first, and the guy on the line, I don't know why he was asking those questions, like, is it a woman on in your boat? I'm like, yes, even a children, like, what does that even matter? We are in danger, yeah. And then they are like, okay, we are coming, and the brothers 2 days to the jail. They call this a detention center, but we just make sure that we get there with no ID on us. Anything on you can be like a lead to where you come from, give you idea from where you come from. You don't have it any paper, because they could deport you from somewhere if they don't have a proof of ID. That means you come from there. After the free house we moved, we Went to this Puente Nil, which is south of Spain. Some association took us there, and then they gave us the choice to stay there like 2 weeks or 3 months. After you have to choose at first, because at the end of your stay they're gonna give you like €50 if you choose 3 months. Make sure you're gonna stay for 3 months, because if you leave after before 3 months, they won't give you that €50, and that €50 is very, very, very important to us. But Germany was a free access, and I'm like, I'm going there, No, because it was all about boxing. Let's see Paris before move, so at least I will see the trending Paris, the Tower affair, and all those stuff. It was pretty easy because I would, if a friend speak French, and I was French speaking, so asked all day long. Then at some before I get to this gym named Cajun, that's where the first boxing gym that I went to, and I was straight up with them like, I have no money, I have nothing, but I want to be a world champion, So after the class I went the NCAA camera, and he was very receptive and compassionate about my situation. We just met somebody that didn't know us, we didn't know him, and we didn't ask for money, and he just gave us money. So that just takes us from Africa to Paris, and then you start training there, which kind of led to where we are now.